Good Friday morning. Here's what's making headlines this Friday, February 16th, 2024. It's a historic day in Greece. See what new bill made them a first amongst nations.
Plus, the vice presidential candidates took the floor in yesterday evening's SGA debate. We're helping you get prepared, plus where both slates stand on issues affecting you as polls open next week.
And the importance of men's mental health conversations on campus. Get the coffee ready and open up those eyes. You're waking up with Cardinal weather.
From Ball State Unified Media, you're waking up with Cardinal weather, live from the Ball State Weather Center.
Good Friday morning to you. You're waking up with Cardinal weather. I'm Emma Matlock.
And I'm Daniel Hochsteller. We're following breaking news out of Daleville this morning. According to Delaware County Police, a manhunt is underway for an armed suspect who fired shots towards police.
Here's what we know so far. The manhunt began as police tried to detain a suspect. That person described as a man standing at 6'4" with a white beard and wearing blue sweatshirt and blue sweatpants.
Police say the suspect is said to be armed with a pistol and fired gunshots towards police. Officials say there were no injuries. However, the man had reportedly been a passenger in a vehicle at the time police tried to detain him. The driver of that car, police say they are in custody.
As of this morning, police tell us an investigation will continue today as the search for the suspect continues. The Student Government Association held their final debate for student leadership last night. Vice presidential candidates spoke about their platforms and goals for the upcoming school year. In the final debate, both candidates made points on improving Ball State.
Vice President candidate Brenna Large's main points were about student safety and to make campus more ADA friendly. Meanwhile, Vice President candidate Angel Esquivel Vasquez says he wants to build a bigger community at Ball State and to be more inclusive.
There's been a lot of different situations that have occurred on and across our campus this last year that have made students even more concerned about safety. Where I know there are definitely students that have been concerned about it in the past, but this has definitely come to the forefront of their minds. So
when we were talking to the Muslim Student Association, we actually got brought up with a pretty interesting point or a pretty interesting idea that they don't have, or they feel like they don't have a correct place or a proper place to go and pray.
The polls for SGA president and vice president will open on February 19th at 8 a.m. and close on February 20th at 5 p.m. Yesterday, mentally empowered men, also known as Men to Men, had a comfortable conversation about men's mental health around campus during Black History Month here at the Multicultural Center. According to President Carson Myers, mentally empowered men are individuals who prioritize, nurture, and promote their mental well-being. They recognize the significance of mental health and actively engage in practices to enhance their overall emotional and psychological resilience. Yesterday's conversation had everyone sit in a circle and open up about how they are mentally and how they are feeling during this time. These individuals touch base on their different ancestors and backgrounds while still facing the same challenges as someone sitting across from them who may not look the same. Scott, a member of Men to Men, said having these conversations are important and an exercise for our brains. For more information on Men to Men, email mantoman@bsu.edu.
History was just made and lives were changed for members of the LGBTQ+ community in Greece. Yesterday, Greek Parliament voted in favor of a bill that would legalize same-sex marriage for citizens in the nation. While Greece is now the 16th nation in the European nation to legalize same-sex marriage, but they are the first Orthodox Christian country to do so. Citizens stood outside the Parliament building while voting took place inside. Members of the LGBTQ+ community said they felt, quote, human and seen for the first time. Along with the legalization of same-sex marriage, same-sex couples will be able to adopt and receive full parental recognition in what will be first for a majority Orthodox Christian country. You know, coming from my house this morning to the studio, it was chilly, and during that walk, I was like, man, I want some more warmer weather. Aaliyah, can you tell us if there's going to be warmer weather coming ahead?
There is actually warmer weather coming next week, but it will not happen this weekend. We do have a winter weather advisory in effect today starting at 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. tonight. This will affect us for all of today. There could be slippery roads, wet roads. The conditions will get kind of bad later this afternoon. This is what's happening right now. You can see the system is moving in from the west and is going to start affecting us. You may start to see some flurries any minute now. It will start affecting us here in Muncie. Looking at some current temperatures, 29 degrees in Muncie right now, 32 in Indianapolis, 31 in Lafayette. These temperatures are pretty good for this snowstorm that is coming in and will be perfect for this system. All these temperatures are pretty average around the freezing mark, so we will be expecting cold temperatures, and the temperatures will keep dropping throughout this weekend. What we are tracking right now, the winter weather, this snowstorm that is coming, winter is returning, so unfortunately spring will not happen for a little bit. High winds this weekend, it would be pretty gusty, up to 30 miles per hour, and a mild start to next week with the temperatures increasing.
Coming up, we hope you like seafood because one restaurant is giving out a lot of it.
That's after your weather now.
Target is taking aim at budget-conscious consumers with a new value brand. Deal-Worthy rolls out this month to shelves at Target stores nationwide and online. The brand will include 400 items. Most will cost less than $10, with the cheapest coming in at under $1. The inventory ranges from phone chargers to disposable plates and even underwear. The company hopes to attract new customers by giving them a cheaper alternative, with the credibility of a brand that's actually owned by Target.
Hardcore seafood fans may want to sink their claws into Red Lobster's new contest. The Orlando-based company is announcing the debut of its nationwide Endless Lobster experience. No, it doesn't mean free crustaceans until the end of time. Rather, the 150 winners of this contest will be endlessly served lobster for 2 hours. They'll also get 2 side dishes and Red Lobster's signature Cheddar Bay biscuits. After the 2-hour fest, victors will also be given about a dozen lobsters to take home. Although some winners may want to take a break from lobster and stash them in the freezer, the contest, which is held on Red Lobster's social media pages, starts February 20th.
Well, we're looking at pretty cold temperatures across the country right now, as you can see. 29 here in Muncie, 30 in Kansas City, over in Denver at 24, and up in Minneapolis, you're at 10 degrees. It is definitely a bigger decrease in temperatures than we were at this time last week. Winter is back in full force. Looking at the radar right now, you do have a snow system that is moving through much of the Great Plains, starting to move into our viewing area right now, as you can see, moving through Illinois, Iowa, Missouri, and beginning to again enter into Indiana. This storm will move through our viewing area, as you can see. It will pass through around 4:30 before moving out by later today, and then moving into the mid-Atlantic area in Washington, D.C. by tonight, before it moves off the coast into the Atlantic by tomorrow morning. However, this storm will give many watches and warnings across the country. In Virginia and West Virginia, you do have a winter storm warning in much of the Appalachians right now. You could get anywhere from 5 to 8 inches of snow. But as you move further eastward into Washington, D.C., you'll only have a winter storm advisory, which means you could get anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of snow. So it will taper off over time, but be aware of that snow for your commute later tonight and into tomorrow. In upper New York right now, you are currently dealing with lake effect snow through much of the upper north, including Syracuse and just upper New York. That will move through by the end of noon today. And then once you move west, you'll be dealing with some snow currently. It has moved through, it almost is concluded. However, you could still be dealing with slick roads on your commute this morning. And then looking at your temperatures right now across much of the country, we are above average overall, looking at the 6 to 10 days, as you can see. So winter will be pausing for a little bit as we get more spring temperatures into the upcoming week. But as you can see, the above temperatures will remain mostly in the Great Plains, again, Kansas, Oklahoma, things like that. But even here in Indiana, as you can see, we will be dealing with slightly warmer temperatures than normal. And then meanwhile, if you move into South Florida, you could be dealing with slightly cooler temperatures, but overall pretty warm across the board. So I don't know about you guys, but I am ready for this warm temperatures to come back.
Oh, I hope so. I feel like walking here this morning, it was just a little bit too cold for my liking.
Absolutely. You know, I love warm weather, and just this cold weather just coming into the studio just absolutely ruined me, honestly. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe. Coming up, scientists have discovered awfully playful monkeys.
That's after your weather now. Welcome back. The time is 8:12 and you're looking at the Cooper Science Building.
You know, it looked beautiful this morning, and let's take a look at Aaliyah.
On freezing temperatures right now, 29 in Muncie, 32 in Indy, 34 down in Bloomington. Perfect weather for this winter storm that is coming in today. You can see this is moving in as we speak. This whole system is coming in, and it will hit us right around 10 a.m. is when it will start to get bad. You can take a look of the overview that is coming in, and is moving in from the west, and is a pretty big system that will affect us for most of the afternoon and throughout the night. The next 12 hours, the temperatures are going to stay pretty consistent and steady at that 32, 31 degree mark. And they will not drop until right around sunset. They will start to drop, and it would get down to 16 degrees tonight, so pretty chilly. Hopefully you don't have anywhere to go tonight. It is going to be very, very cold. 60% chance of snow until around 11 p.m. The winds is going to be a little breezy, 10 miles per hour from the northeast, and snow flurries, and overall a very cloudy night tonight. The 24-hour temperature change, like I said, is going to get very cold tonight. We are experiencing an 11-degree temperature decrease for Muncie right now, and actually all of our local cities are also experiencing temperature decreases tonight. Let's take a deeper dive into this storm that is coming. This is today at 11 a.m. You can see there's some rain showers, but mainly all the snow is moving in. And this is, you can see it all moving in, and we'll be in the heart of it around 2 p.m. today. And it will not clear up until later this afternoon. This is today at 8 p.m. It will start to dissipate just slightly and then should clear up by midnight tonight. We should have no more snow. But still, just give the plowers a little bit extra time to clear the roads before you try driving anywhere super far. And just be very cautious while driving. This weekend is going to be a very sunny weekend. However, the temperatures are going to be a little chilly tomorrow with a high of 26, and the winds for Saturday and Sunday are going to be pretty crucial, 10 miles per hour and gusts from 20 to 25 miles per hour, but overall a mostly sunny weekend, so you will get some sun, which is always good. Taking a look into the future, today snow, tomorrow chilly, and then it will start to warm up for the rest of the week. which everyone wants it to be spring, but some people still love snow. We haven't gotten much snow. And the temperatures will continue to increase, and then possibly some rain later next week. What do you guys think about that spring weather coming in next week?
It'll definitely remind me to make sure to layer a tank top.
The snow will not stick for very long.
And I'm looking forward to next week's weather as well. Thank you, Aaliyah. The Odysseus lunar lander, nicknamed Odie, has successfully launched from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Odie is now on a mission to the moon. The lunar lander aims to make the first touchdown of a U.S.-made spacecraft on the lunar surface since the Apollo missions 5 decades ago. Odie launched on a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket early Thursday morning. The launch follows closely on the heels of a separate U.S. lunar landing mission in January that failed. Odie's trip to the moon can be considered a scouting mission of sorts. NASA has ramped up the development of robotic spacecraft via private partners to evaluate the moon's environment and identify key resources, such as the presence of water, before it tries to return astronauts there later this decade.
Humans are the only animals who like to tease each other for fun. A new international study suggests our primate cousins enjoy the habit as well. The scientists looked at video footage of chimps, orangutans, bonobos, and gorillas interacting at zoos in San Diego and Leipzig, Germany. The researchers paid close attention to actions, body movements, facial expressions, and the response of the target. In all, they found 18 different teasing behaviors. They included body slamming, poking, hindering movement, and pulling on each other's hair. The researchers say they rarely observed an aggressive reaction from the target of teasing. They also noted the playful teasing typically occurred while the apes were relaxed. The study was published in the journal Proceedings of the Royal Society B, Biological Sciences. The researchers say they plan to investigate why apes may tease each other.
Our sports crew can write a good story, but how good are they at the sports they talk about? We're here to show you their skills.
That's after your weather now. Welcome back. Ball State softball will hit the road this weekend to compete in the 2024 Chattanooga Challenge. The Cards head into this one after a 10-8 victory against Fordham in the River City leadoff, giving new head coach Helena Pina her first win. The Cardinals will compete against Jacksonville first at 10 a.m. and then will head back to the field at 3 to battle the host Chattanooga. After those contests, Ball State will go head-to-head with the same two teams on Saturday before ending the tournament on Sunday against Western Kentucky.
Well, the wait is finally over. All-Star festivities begin tonight in downtown Indianapolis. In honor of the festivities, the Cardinal Weather sports team hosts its own rendition of a classic All-Star competition with host Jake Dickman. Jake?
Thanks, guys. Now, in honor of the NBA All-Star Game being in our very own Indianapolis this weekend, we decided to have our very own dunk contest with our own All-Stars. So, let's meet them. Right, first up, we have Luke Barnes. What are your expectations?
Dunk ball.
Next up, we have
Carter Atwood.
what jersey you repping?
Kobe Bryant.
What are your expectations?
It's Mamba year, so I'm winning this.
Third, we have
D-Mark, a.k.a. Smooth.
Smooth. Who you representing?
MJ.
Michael Jordan, the GOAT. And last but certainly not least, the tallest of them all, we have
Jackson White.
What are your expectations for today?
The goal's to win. I think that we're going to do that every time we're out here, and well, I'm here, so we're going to win.
The rules for this dunk contest are simple. Each participant will have 2 attempts at a dunk. If they don't like their first dunk, they can then retry it, but they are stuck with that score on the second dunk. Each dunker will get 2 of these 2 attempts before we tally up the scores and take the top 2 scores to a winner-take-all 1 dunk final. Let's take the time to meet the judges.
Grace Bankowski, Olivia Soniker,
Andy Newman.
Oh! Are you happy with that dunk, or do you want to go? All right, let's get a score here, ladies and gentlemen. Luke Barnes starting out with a strong 27. Next up, Dakota Atwood repping the Mamba jersey. You happy with that? All right, let's see what the judges think. Ooh, a 22 to start it out. 5 points off Luke Barnes. Next up, Smooth. It appears to be okay. After another 5-point drop, it is now on to Jackson White. Possibly break that trend or get a 12. All right, let's see what the judges give it. Another 22, so it goes up 5 this time. But after the first round, this is what the standings look like. Luke Barnes steps up for his second dunk, leading the pack with 27. Touches the ball to the backboard. Let's see what the judges give it. Judges, not his finest work. 21 points. All right, Dakota needs this to stay alive. Takes off from what appeared to be the free throw line, if there were one.
3, 2, 1.
Wow, a 5 out of 30. The man himself, Vince Carter, the dunk champion, the greatest dunker of all time, is in the house. He needs something spectacular to stay alive. Oh, he misses the dunk. The pressure is on, folks. He's redoing it. He misses it. All Jackson White has to do is score higher than a 5. He is through to face Luke Barnes in the championship. Well, I don't think we need to see the judges' scores to know that it's going to be higher than a 5. 7, he's already done it. 7, 8, 7. The bet is made for the championship. It's Luke Barnes versus Jackson White. Oh my goodness. The unthinkable has happened. Let's see what the judges have to say. 21. It may not be 30, but it is enough to claim the championship. All right, we're here with our winner, Jackson White, the most soft-spoken man in the tournament. Here's your trophy.
I gotta say, congratulations to Jackson on that dunking contest. I think he did a fantastic job.
Yeah, I definitely think he did a lot better than I anticipated.
Honestly, I think they all did well. I was
Agreed.
kind of cheering for Luke Barnes, but Jackson, he did well.
He did. And coming up, we've got your breaking down the science and one last look at weather.
That's after a quick break.
Dear moms and dads, we know it's not always been easy, and it's been a lot of hard work. What you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas. Everything I do it for you. Mom, love you all. No, it's true. Everything I do it for you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Welcome back. We're going to go ahead and toss it to Ian with breaking down the science.
As we head into these later winter months, some of us may have experienced what we describe as seasonal depression, this general feeling of like sadness and hopelessness as we head into these dark and cold winter months. But is there actually any science behind that, or is it just a phenomenon that we've all made up as a society? Well, there actually is a lot of science to back this phenomenon up. Serotonin is what you receive when you receive a lot of sunlight. It's the chemical in your brain that makes you feel happy, makes it give you a lot of energy to go about your day and make sure you have a positive attitude. And you get that whenever you experience light from the sun. On the other hand, when you get no light at all and you experience darkness, your body automatically produces melatonin. And this makes you more tired, makes you more sad, more lethargic. This is how you get to sleep at night. Some of you may even take supplements of melatonin to help you go to sleep. And in these winter months, again, you're getting a lot less sunlight, so you're producing more melatonin in these dark times. Now, you're going to see symptoms like irritability, loss of interest in activities that you usually enjoy, or maybe you've been oversleeping too much. But just because you experience any or all of these symptoms doesn't necessarily mean you have a medically diagnosable disorder. 4 out of 10 Americans do describe, according to an APA poll, some kind of seasonal sadness or decrease in mood. However, only about 5 to 8% of Americans actually have a medically diagnosable disorder. And that's called SAD, seasonal affective disorder, is what doctors prescribe you with. You have a very extreme case of seasonal depression. And again, if you do experience any of these symptoms or any general sadness to a very high degree in your winter months, you probably should consult a physician. Here's a little artist's rendition of a doctor right here. But again, these symptoms, while very common for all of us, are not necessarily indicative of some larger medical problem. But that doesn't mean some of the solutions aren't the same for those who have SAD and those who have generalized seasonal depression. You can do things like staying in shape. You can't always go on a run, of course, but just doing some sit-ups and basic kinetics in your house, working with what you have, definitely helps you out a lot. So does social interaction, just talking to people, staying in touch with people. Because remember, if you're experiencing some form of seasonal depression, so is everyone else. So definitely staying in touch with people around you helps you a lot. Keeping a schedule, doing all these things in a regular routine always helps, at least in my case, keep me happy and upbeat because I know I'll always have something to look forward to. Eating well, of course, getting a healthy diet, getting in your fruits and your vegetables, even if it kind of stinks sometimes. Definitely good for you, keeping up your serotonin levels, as well as limiting your screen time, as blue light emitted from your phones and your screens definitely does stop you from sleeping and keeps you up late at night. So again, it is this difficult thing for everyone to deal with, and we all probably have experienced seasonal depression on some level, but it is manageable when you know the right things to do.
Thanks, Ian. And Leah, can you tell us about our weather?
Yes, let's take one last look at the weather. Today we do have some snow coming in. Expect 2 to 4 inches for that. Tomorrow temperatures are going to drop. It's going to be very cold, and then there's a 13-degree temperature increase between Saturday and Sunday. So we will be experiencing some of those more spring-like temperatures in the beginning to mid next week, which is always great. Expect some precipitation possibly next Thursday night. There could be a storm blowing in. And other than that, have a great week. It's going to be pretty sunny, and enjoy.
Yes, absolutely. I'm looking forward to that weather next week for sure.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a great time to go on a walk, do some homework outside.
Absolutely.
That's all for Cardinal Weather this Friday morning. Thank you for joining us.
We'll see you next week. Have a great rest of your Friday and have a fantastic weekend.